Let's talk about mortality and waiting for happiness mentality. So let's watch together Jacksepticeye discuss his point of view about this topic, which we don't really hear about from people in his position. So let's give a listen and let's chat about it afterwards. What do you think happens when you die?
I think nothing happens. And I think that that's why right now matters the most. Because I grew up Catholic, and everyone is waiting to die so they can be truly happy.
Yep.
And they're living a life they don't want to. And I think after you die, nothing happens, which is why right now is important to maximize and try and find your happiness. Nothing happened before I was born. Nothing happens after I'm dead. And that's fine.
What do you think about this point of view of his? Which I think is just incredible point of view. When I watched this episode of his last meal in the Mythical kitchen, I was like, I have never really heard people in his position truly speak about his mind, and just even the whole thing was so authentic. And I have watched Jacksepticeye for years, and I have watched him more or less because of his way how he talks and how he thinks. I know there's crazy parts that he does with his energy and everything, maybe that's not that much for me. For me, it's his vulnerability and over the past couple of years that he has gone into really his mental health and aspects of sharing of it, diagnosis of ADHD and autism and all those types of things and neurodivergence. And it's just so cool to see a person that high be vulnerable and real and honest and just saying how it is, and I admire that so much. So when I saw that, I was like, I have to make video about this because there must be more people who talks about these subject matters more than we do, they do, you know? So yeah, the first statement that he says, nothing happens, that's why now matters the most. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I know that I'm trying to live that way, and I know there's so many people out there. So I'm mainly making this video to create a conversation because there must be more of us who really have woken up and have sticked our heads up and be like, wait a minute, we are not supposed to be just all sheep who are running one direction because society, whatever says it, we can step aside and we can live the life how we want to. And it just makes it that much more special, in my opinion, that what happens now is the thing that makes us happy and can make us happy or make us miserable, depends on which side of point of view we look at it. And which makes the other point that he said in his town, city where he grew up in Ireland, it was people are waiting to die to be happy and not keep on living life that they don't want to. And I think it's crazy. And I see so many, even my family members, friends, who are still hitting wall every week because they're so unhappy with the life they're living. And I know it's also kind of a privilege in a way to also change your life if you can, but also just putting your feet down and be like, no, I want to change, I want to create a difference for myself, for this life, not for next life, not for even next year, next month, I want it now. I wrote it down, like waiting for something to change later on without pushing on a change. It's a different way to say just waiting to die, which is kind of harsh and just end point and that's it. But just waiting around to see if something will change, to be happy but not act on it and keep on living that miserable life, which is, it's just crazy to me because we are living one life. The mortality is real, especially nowadays when people are getting sick at such a younger age and passing away younger and younger. So seeing also for myself family members pass away, it just puts it in perspective and be like, wait, you have to live right now because there's chance that you will don't have that time to act on it when it's too late. And most of us kind of wake up at the point when it's too late. So I feel grab the life by whatever you can and change it and live in a moment. Also, he said try to find happiness because from my point of view, if there's nothing after it, what's the point of this? He also said by the end of it that nothing was beforehand and nothing will happen after it. Everything that happens right now. We don't have a memory before and after. We will not know what happens. If the legacy is there, whatever is there. The fact that we can live right now and sustain that spark in us and not waiting miserably for something to happen, is so sad, and it's so sad to see people just live those lives like that. And I think a lot of us around my age are kind of starting to wake up and realize that generations before us have been modeled to live specific lives, and we are waking up and be like, no, we can take turns to the left or right, back, front, whatever, and it's not that important to climb the ladder or whatever it is in life. It's so important to just do you, and just that's it, because without you there's nothing else in life. That's why I'm making also this channel, to make people more confident with themselves and start a conversation, and maybe stop the doubt in your head to be, no, I want to change right now, not in a month, not in a year, because what if I don't have that? And or whatever it is, you want to live life with someone else, or with friends, with family, whatever, but maybe those people will not be there, or the place will not be there. And living in the world that we are living right now, nothing is certain. So I hope that this channel can make you step forward and make a move, make a change, and make it happen for you. And that's what I'm doing also for myself, kind of selfishly, with this channel, to make my life worth living, and not for a corporation, not for my employer, for country, whatever it is, just for my sanity, my happiness, and just joy for life, so I'm not losing it, because years ago I was losing the spark because of how world is built. And I hope that we are the good bunch of people who are sticking our heads out and be like, no, this doesn't fit for us, and we want to make a change. I feel like that's the most important thing, and that's what I got from that little snippet from what Jack said, Sean Jack, that he said on his last meal. Like, it's so vulnerable to say such thing, and things that he said in general, we could just talk about it all and reflect, because there's so many truthful patterns, also things that he's working through his life, and I'm happy to see that. And I think that more people should talk about these things, and not to talk about these things to make us desensitized, but to make us move and progress in right directions for ourselves, and inspire each other to be better selves, to ourselves and to societies, to the world, whatever it is. And yeah, that little snippet, it just spoke so much to me. So I hope there are some of you out there who maybe also watched the interview, have followed Jack for a long time, and are on the same boat and be like, yeah, that makes so much sense. And maybe that is that little push that you were undecisive in your head. Should I change to be happy, or just live on how it is? And maybe his interview, maybe this video even more, just pushes forward and be like, to make the conversation starting with yourself. Like, with yourself, the conversation can like start and finish and be like, you make a move. Anyways, I'm rambling at this point. I hope this can give you something and give you food for thought, and we all can enjoy our lives on this lifetime that we have a touch better, and over time improve it until we can truly say that we live the life that we are living worth it, and not just to wait for the end of it, but kind of be so happy with it when it comes to an end. You can reflect on it and be like, yeah, I lived it, I enjoyed it, I used every opportunity that I could possibly to make me a better person, better human, mentally, physically. And yeah, I hope it touched some of your souls and brains and scratched that spot and be like, yeah, there must be a difference. So leave your thoughts and comments down below. Have you felt that way? If you listen to this interview, did it impact you in the same way? I mean, there's so many quotes that they both said that. It's just like firing up my brain, because those are my people, those are my conversations, and how I think people should interact with such a polite, kind of intellectual way. And I love it. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your thoughts and comments down below about this subject matter. And yeah, I will see you next one real soon. So yeah, bye.